Parkinson's law states that work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. Now, what does this mean? This basically means that go back to like college days or high school days, and let's say you had a paper that was due in 6 months. Most of the time, almost every single time, you're going to get that paper done on this like last day of that 5th month and turn in, boom, right away, right? You're going to stay up late doing it because you took all 6 months to do that. Or if, let's say, you have a week to do something, you usually finish it within that week, right? So what happens if you give yourself 24 hours to do something, or 2 hours to do something, or 30 minutes to do something? A lot of the times you're going to actually, sorry, butterfly flew by there. A lot of the times you're actually going to get that done in that amount of time without the extra fluff, overthinking, bullshit, distractions, things like this, right? And this is what really separates super successful people with people that don't get things done, that never make a lot of money, right? People that make $18 million a year versus people that make $50,000 a year, right? $18 million a year averages out to about $50,000 a day, right? Because those people gave themselves 24 hours to make $50,000, right? They didn't give themselves a year to make $50,000. Like, I want to do this in a day. Obviously, it didn't happen in one day, but the point is there, right? You know, a lot of people say, well, I want to make $50,000 this year, right? And then usually by the end of that year, people that actually succeed at making $50,000, it actually happens within the end of that year or something like that, right? And I'm not talking about, you know, a salary job. I'm talking about something that you're building for yourself. It's usually an exponential growth towards the end, right? Not in the beginning. And this is a huge problem in the 9-to-5 world right now, because you're giving people 8 hours per day, 5 days a week to accomplish a task, right? That task may only take 30 minutes, but people don't want to lose their job, right? So they're going to expand that work throughout the entire 8 hours, throughout the entire 5 days, 40 hours of that week to get it done, because they don't want to finish it in 30 minutes, because then they're going to sit there for 7.5 hours doing nothing and look lazy. When in reality, they actually finish that thing in 30 minutes while everyone around them is taking 8 hours, checking their emails, checking Facebook, checking Twitter, checking Instagram, going to the bathroom, going for walks, talking to people, filling up water, having a snack, walking around, water cooler talk, all these things, right? It's a huge, huge problem. And it's why I firmly believe that we're going to see a huge change. We're already seeing a change, but we're going to see a huge change over the next few years in that world, right? In that 9-to-5 culture, because people are going to start realizing that bosses and companies are being taken advantage of, because they're giving their employees a certain amount of time to do something, and they're going to take that entire time because they don't want to be fired by being lazy, right? When in reality, they're actually the best employee because they're getting something done in 30 minutes when it takes everyone else an entire day. Okay, so this is Parkinson's law, and you'd be surprised. You'd be super, super surprised with exactly what you can get accomplished if you keep this in the back of your mind, right? And you have to do it within reason, right? You're not gonna, you know, write an entire book in a minute, but a lot of people give themselves a year to write a book. Well, what happens if you gave yourself 30 days to write a book, right? What happens if you gave yourself 30 days to write a book and you had to get it done within 30 days? What's gonna happen is you're gonna take a lot of the bullshit away, you're gonna take a lot of the fluff away, you're going to remove all the overthinking, and you're just gonna do it. And most of the time, if you actually have discipline, you're gonna get it done within 30 days, when in reality, that may have taken you a year because you gave yourself a year before that, okay? And this, I really firmly believe, separates super successful people with people that just are watching from the sidelines, and they're constantly doing the same thing with their same habits. They're working 24 hours a day, and they're getting the same amount of things done as people like Tim Ferriss do, like in the 4-hour work week, right? Another example of this is Chris Winters. I'm gonna tag his Instagram below on this. He's an amazing person to follow. And he operates by the philosophy of working about 3 hours per day in the morning on one thing, just pounding it out 3 hours, getting it done, 100% focus, right? And then he takes a break, and then he does all the admin stuff and all these things, right? But what this does is he says he can get more things done in those 3 hours than most people can get done in a month or 3 months, because he's focused on one thing and he's giving himself a short amount of time to complete that thing, right? I'm going to create an entire sales page in the next 3 hours, and most people are like, I'll get it done by the end of the month. And people will get it done by the end of the month, but it takes them the entire month for no reason, because they're overthinking, they're overanalyzing, they're being a perfectionist, and this takes a lot of the perfectionism away. So if you're a perfectionist, try this out and really, 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 really enforce it to yourself, because that's the tough part, right? Say, I'm going to get this done in 3 hours. and at the end of it, it's going to be posted, right? That's going to be my result. I'm going to create an ad, a landing page, a funnel, whatever that is, in 3 hours, and I'm going to post it, and I'm going to spend money on that ad. You're not going to want to spend money on shit, right? So you're going to do it, and you're going to get it done in 3 hours, right? So give that a try. Give Parkinson's Law a try. Take something that you know normally takes you maybe a week or a month, and get it done in 5 hours. Give yourself 3 hours or 4 hours to do it, and see what happens, okay? See what happens. I guarantee you're gonna be super, super, super surprised. And it's something I've been trying to toy with a lot lately and working on myself, because I was the Parkinson's Law master most of my life, right? If you give me a certain amount of time to do something, I'm gonna take that entire time to do it, right? If you give me a year to get 2 clients, it's gonna take me a year to get 2 clients. If you give me a month to build a funnel out, I'm gonna get it done in that month, right? And this isn't me now, but this used to be me, right? And this is most people. This is most people in this world. They give themselves a certain amount of time because they don't want to fail. They don't want to fail, so they give themselves a way bigger amount of time, right, than they actually need to do it. And I really firmly believe it's a fear of failure. I want to be able to meet the deadline, so I'm going to give myself this gigantic deadline. Meanwhile, you're hurting yourself, right? Give yourself a day to do it. Finish it in a day and see what happens, right? Just give it a try. I guarantee you'll be surprised. And if you do give it a try, okay, I want you to let me know in the comments below. Now, the emoji for this video here, since we're coming to the end of it and I don't want to take too much of your time up, is going to be the speed, the running man with the fart, with the cloud coming out of the butt, okay, because we're getting things done fast today. So comment that down below and let me know. And as always, if you like this video, leave me a comment, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and pop on the notification bell. And I will see you in the next video. Have an amazing day.